Standing in his way, Doug Flutie and the Bills, a team that has dominated Miami in playoffs past. In Big D, Troy Aikman and the Cowboys yearn to be kings of the NFL once again. But jokers are wild for Arizona and Jake the Snake. They're looking for a long-awaited playoff win. Who advances to the round of 8? Next on NFL Primetime. Well, if the whole second season is going to be like this, this will equal the great regular season. Welcome to NFL Primetime. Mike Tirico. You're no Tom Jackson.
I think the correct way of putting it is he's no Sterling Sharpe.
And I'm no Chris Berman. Of course, Chris and Tommy work the ABC studios, so the two of us will take you through the next half hour, all the highlights of this exciting first playoff day. And we start where the playoffs are going to end, of course, at Pro Player Stadium in Miami. You know the storylines. Dan Marino 0-3 against the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. The Miami team had never beaten Buffalo in the playoffs. But for Doug Flutie, he returns to the city that really had the defining moment in the Flutie career, the '84 win over Jimmy Johnson and the Miami Hurricanes. But he do it in the playoffs in a different stadium. Flutie's won 7 of his last 10. Marino trying to beat the Bills in the playoffs for the first time. Very first play of the game, Flutie stretch out the defense up top for Eric Moulds, who's got a step on Terrell Buckley, who's known for his great speed, knocks it away. And on the fumble, it is recovered by the hustling Brock Marion, who picks it up, takes it back to the 29. Sterling, bad receiver fundamentals here, right?
Well, I tell you what, Mike, he did a great job of getting open and making the catch, but you see him carrying it like a loaf of bread. Terrell Buckley, acting in a stage of panic, does a great job of catching up, getting that football out.
The Dolphins get the ball back against Wade Phillips' team in third down conversions. Marino, O.J. McDuffie in the flat, needed 6, got 6 and an inch with the chains. 3 plays later, 3rd and 6. Troy Drayton, the tight end, stretches it past the marker for a first down. 3 plays later, 3rd and 10. Another catch by Drayton, another 10 yards. First down by the nose of the football. Drive stays alive long enough for Orlando Mare to knock one in from 31 yards, and the Dolphins had a 6-0 lead early on against Buffalo. Now, you know Jimmy's penchant for pulling surprises. They try an onside kick up 6-0 in the first half. It does not work. Recovered by Buffalo.
Yes, and it was a fake. You see the left side going over to that side to try and get the football. Jimmy Johnson trying to create field position and take away a possession.
They did it early in the year, and it worked. Could the Bills capitalize? First play of the drive. Flutie the play fake. For Moulds again, what a day Eric Moulds had. 35 yards, Bills in business in the red zone. 2 plays later. Thurman Thomas, 21st playoff touchdown, all-time leader in postseason in TDs and points. The Bills take a 7-6 lead. More Thomas now, late second quarter, minutes ago. Thurman finds the crease, into the red zone, down to the 12, but the next play, Sterling.
Well, you look at here, it's a great throw, a great touch pass. Eric Moulds just a tad bit outside, can't get both feet in bounds. Outstanding catch and concentration, though.
So no touchdown, 2 plays later. Buffalo calls timeout. Flutie, one more shot at the end zone before the field goal for Andre Reed, but it is intercepted by Brock Marion. Reed slipped as he was in motion. On the return, Eric Moulds with a face mask. So instead of having to kill the clock at the half, the Dolphins have a chance to move it down the field. Ball in the 35, 15 seconds left. Marino's going to air it out, see if one of his receivers can make a play. And Oronde Gadsden from the Arena League, a spectacular catch. The flip back to O.J. McDuffie, and the Dolphins are in business, my goodness.
I almost say it's an ordinary catch, Mike, but I like the way he flips it back to create more field position, make the kick a lot easier for the kicker to make.
Wow, so the momentum will swing. Looked like Buffalo was going to score, but Miami will get a field goal going in. No, Mare hits the upright from 26 yards. The emotion turned all game, 7-6 at the half. But problems for the Bills in the third quarter. First drive, Dolphin territory. Flutie under pressure. Rodgers the hit. Zach Thomas the recovery on the fumble. And the Bills, who took care of it so well in the Flutie stretch in the second half, didn't do that today. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. It's the Dolphins down 1. And Bernie Parmalee, 8 runs all year, gets a run here for 11 yards. 3 plays later, 3rd and 3. Marino, it's Gadsden again. Oronde continues to step up the pace. 4 plays later from the 3. Ted Washington, the man in the middle at over 350 pounds, pushed away into the end zone. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finds the end zone. The Dolphins take a 12-7 lead. Jimmy wants to go for 2. They run again. Stanley Pritchett, the Dolphins offensive line, established itself in the third quarter. It is a 7-point lead. Time for the Bills offense to try to kick in here late third quarter.
When you look at Flutie, he's going to go to the guy who's made plays for him all year long, and Eric Moulds does a great job catching the football in his hands, getting out of bounds.
Another drive going at the 32, 2 plays later. Flutie molds one more time with a step and the catch, the reach, and the touchdown. 32 yards. We're tied at 14, building a playoff classic. After a Miami field goal, Flutie tries to come back. Andre Reed busts free, but he loses the handle. It is stripped and recovered by Terrell Buckley, who will get popped by Thurman Thomas right there, but he hangs on. Miami ball.
It's an outstanding job by Jerry Wilson getting his football out, creating another situation, giving the ball back to his offense, getting Buffalo off the field.
Reed with the turnover, the start of what would be a long quarter for the great Andre Reed. Dolphins get the ball back. Another third down, 3rd and 3. Abdul-Jabbar bounces it outside for 18. 3 plays later.
You look at Marino right here. He throws this ball where his guy's going to have an opportunity to catch it. Lamar Thomas playing with as much or more confidence than any other receiver in the playoffs, probably other than Randy Moss.
And the Dolphins are up 10 inside 3 minutes. This game's done, right? No. Flutie molds again. Couldn't hang on. Then he does in front of Buckley. Taking it deep into Miami territory after pass interference. Bills from the 10. Marino, Andre Reed looked like he was going to get in, did not get in, is upset that he was called short of the goal line, gets up in an act of frustration, bumps the official, is ejected. That automatic flag that comes there.
As you can see right here, he doesn't do a good job of attacking the defense and trying to get this ball in. There is no excuse for him shoving the referee. There's also no excuse for him not scoring a touchdown here.
So Andre Reed, no touchdown, 15 yards back on the bench. A field goal makes it 24-17. The onside kick mishandled by Miami, recovered by Kurt Schultz. The Bills get it back. Jimmy sees the onside kick work against him twice today. First play of the drive. Flutie to Moulds, 25 yards. Who else was going to get it? Reed wasn't in the game. They're moving down the field. Down 7, they need a touch. Marino can only sit and simmer. 3 plays later, 3rd and 10. Who else is he going to go to? But Camille Loud from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. First ever catch in because Reed's on the bench. 3 plays later, 3rd and 5. Flutie to Moulds, 240 yards receiving, an NFL record. The last yard gave him the first down. Now 3 plays later, 3rd and 2. Flutie scrambles, gets the first down, tries to call timeout with one hand because the other one's buried. Got the timeout. 1st and goal. Flutie inside the 5. Oh my goodness, is it going to happen to Jimmy? Is it going to happen to Dan? Doug comes in with the 1st and goal play. Out of the gun, not there. Looks. Trace Armstrong, first hit of the day, causes the fumble. Dolphins recover. Miami Dolphins win the game.
Defense playing very well at home like they've done all year. They do a great job of covering everybody. Doug's hold on to this football just a little bit too long. Trace Armstrong with an outstanding hit gets the ball out.
Wade Phillips and the Buffalo Bills, almost part of a miracle Flutie comeback in Miami, but Dan Marino beats the Bills for the first time in the postseason and moves on to the 2nd round. Miami 24, Buffalo 17. Moulds breaks Anthony Carter's NFL record for the most pass receiving yards in a game during the postseason. Miami's first playoff win in 4 seasons. Buffalo had no running game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the running game for Miami. Bruce Smith, 2 solo tackles, 4 total. Andre Reed talks about not getting in, then getting tossed.
First of all, I thought I was in the end zone. I don't know if the replay showed it or not, but it's just sad. I mean, I'm sitting on the sidelines with 3 minutes left in the game, and I need to be out there, and he kicks me out the game. So, what can I say?
If we have the touchdown there, we just play conservatively and kick the field goal and go to overtime. So, I don't understand that, especially playoff time. You don't take a touchdown away from a team with 2 minutes ago.
It's been a good year. I've enjoyed playing with these guys. We missed Jason today. We also lost Tim Bowens, but we'll find a way to rally, and we'll get ready to play Denver.
The only thing we told our defense, we said, guys, somebody has got to come up with a play. Whether or not it be a pick or a fumble or a sack or something, with the time running out, somebody had to make a play. And that's the thing that we talk to our players about all the time is we want playmakers. And if they can't make plays, they need to be on another team.
Well, you heard Trace Armstrong talk about winning without Jason Taylor and without Tim Bowens. He is done for the rest of the playoffs, a torn bicep, or right bicep at that point. Sterling, this game only had 3 punts. That's how much excitement it had because of the turnovers, including Buffalo, team in the middle of the pack in the red zone this year. They did not get it done in the key spots in the red zone. What happened?
You talk about it from the regular season to the playoffs that the speed of the game changes. So the regular season, the playoff red zone area, the speed is supersonic. And those 3 plays, the first turnover, the interception by Brock Marion down in the red zone, they go down and kick a field goal. You get another play where Andre Reed does not get in the end zone. Should have been a touchdown. No excuse for that. The third and the crucial play was on 2nd second down. They had an opportunity for Doug Flutie to throw a ball in the end zone or throw the ball away on second down, held on to it on a 3-step drop, way too long. Trace Armstrong allowed to knock the football out. Miami recovered, goes on to win the football game.
If you look at the big picture, the reason Buffalo even got in the playoffs was because Doug Flutie could make things happen. The reason they're not going on is because Doug was trying so hard.
Did a little bit too much.
That's what happened today to Buffalo. As we go inside the numbers, let's look at the stats behind the setback for the Bills here in the playoffs. In Doug Flutie's good games this year, these things didn't happen. The fumble by Moulds on the very first play, which really did set a tone for the entire afternoon. Only 15 turnovers in the 10 Flutie starts. Look at the column on the right. 5 Buffalo turnovers today, hurt by the sacks and hurt by the penalty yards. That's why Miami goes on and Buffalo goes home.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
When we come back, he's led them comeback after comeback after comeback. The Cards are in the postseason. The Jake Plummer, Larry Sanders and company win at Big D? Highlights ahead.
By Miller Highlight.
At noon Eastern on Sunday, it's Sunday NFL Countdown. Chris Berman and company reports from Jacksonville and San Francisco, where Charles Haley has officially signed, and story on Favre and Levens bringing back the pack balance. All the highlights of all the games with Boomer and Tommy back in the chair. 7:30 Eastern tomorrow. They'll set the final 8 for the NFL 98 playoffs. When we come back, Deion's back. Would it matter for Dallas? Or would the Cardinals be too tough to catch? Highlights from Big D when we come back. The Cards and the boys. There has been only one more dominant series in the 90s. That's San Francisco going up against whether it's the LA, Anaheim, or St. Louis Rams. 16-2, Dallas's record over the Cards in the 90s. But find Arizona looking for a second ever franchise playoff win. Chan Gailey looking for his first ever playoff win. And the big question, Deion Sanders hurt against Arizona 7 weeks ago. Would he be in the lineup when the playoffs kicked off in the NFC? Deion arrived a couple hours before the game, didn't go through warm-ups, but was on the field to start against Jake Plummer, making his first career start in the playoffs. Deion reacting and the crowd responding as well. First quarter, no score. Emmitt up the middle. Dallas established some run early, 8-yard pickup. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7 for Aikman. Mr. Accuracy in the NFL playoffs. Perfect throw to Patrick Jeffers against the zone, 19-yard pickup. Same drive. They have to settle for a field goal attempt from Richie Cunningham. Usually money from inside 40, but from 36 he misses, a sign of things to come for the Dallas Cowboys. Arizona gets it back. Next possession, it's a little of that Jake magic. Mobility used to his advantage, and really not setting his feet. Fires a strike to Frank Sanders, who caught it. Took it 59 yards. Sterling, longest Cardinals play of the season.
Well, Frank Sanders has been making plays for this team all year. Jake Plummer knows he's got a guy that he can trust. Lays the football out there because in man-to-man, you have the entire field to work with.
59-yard pickup. Plummer stuck in there. Made the throw, made the first down. Couple of plays later, 3rd down. Shovel pass, Adrian Murrell. The X-Jet to the end zone for 12 yards, 7-0 Cardinals. Chan Gailey, check out the film. It's not pretty. Cowboys next possession. Emmitt dropped for a loss by Mark Smith, the unheralded, very good performer. On the play, Emmitt injured his wrist. Bothered him a little bit as the game went on. Same drive, second quarter, no Smith in. Aikman picked by the rookie from Vanderbilt. Corey Chavis, who made the pick and made a great run back, but you saw the flag come down. The 19-yard return would be taken away. Chavis, just a little bit too close, whistled for holding.
I think this was a bad call, Mike. He did a great job of reading the route, reading the receiver, did a great job of closing. I just thought he just played that route a lot better than Billy Davis ran it.
All right, he's a rookie in the NFL. First playoff game. Is he rattled? Let's try him out. Aikman's going to go right back his way. But 2-5 says no. Breaks up the pass. Next play, second down. Aikman for Irvin, who was blanketed by Aeneas Williams, who's been covering him for about 2 days, it seems. Next play, Aikman nearly picked off by Ronald McKinnon. All of a sudden, the accuracy started going down. The Cowboys lost their crispness. Next possession for the Cards. Jake rolling out. This one ill-advised, a first down throw. Jump ball intercepted by Mathis for the Cowboys. So, back on offense would go the Cowboys. Emmitt's back in there, and this time, the Cowboys' best-looking drive. They just ran it down Arizona's throat. Emmitt for 8. 2 plays later, cross midfield, little toss. Emmitt for 9. First down, boys. Next play, give Emmitt a break. About Sherman Williams. 16 yards as he finds all the bodies in the middle, bounces it outside, actually 20 yards to the 16. 4th and 1, Chan Gailey decides to go for it inside the 10. Still an early point in the game, but Mark Maddox snuffed it out. No first down. Cardinals ball. Dallas's offensive momentum done. After the Cowboys force a punt, Aikman trying to get it to Michael. Aeneas Williams makes like a receiver, gets 2 feet in bounds. The Cowboys scoreless in the first half for the first time in the span of 16 games, and of course in the 90s as well. Cardinals 10-0 at the half. Third quarter, second play of the quarter, Adrian Murrell breaks free through the middle of the Dallas defense. Looks like he's going to try to go all the way. Dion and Kevin Mathis chasing him, finally get him down inside the 5 with a 74-yard run. Now that's their longest play of the year.
Outstanding job by the offensive line getting Adrian Murrell in the secondary, broke 2 tackles. If he hadn't been looking back here, Mike, I thought he would have scored.
Dion takes a breather. It's 1st and goal, Arizona. Plummer. Larry centers wide open. 17-0 Arizona. 17-0 Arizona at Dallas. Third quarter, Aikman fumbles the snap. Has to go. Jamir Miller, who hit him all day. No UCLA alumni meeting there. Next play, 2nd and 11. Miller comes through and gets the sack. Boy, did he read that well. Next play, it's Aikman scrambling, smothered by Simeon Rice. What a job their defense did.
They're young guys who love flying around. They do an excellent job of pressuring. They stay after you for 60 minutes of football.
The rookie center Kieselak with the recovery, but it's 17-0 as we go to the fourth quarter. Now Aikman's really got to try to force something, make something happen. They're all air-oriented, and Aeneas Williams is covering like a blanket, comes up with his second INT of the day.
But I tell you what, it looks like this ball comes out, but when you've been making plays like this defense, and especially the secondary all day, you're going to get those calls.
20-0, 4th and 1, they go for it. One more time, it's Jamir Miller. Boy, did they have the timing of the Cowboys offense. They threw off the timing of the Dallas offense. The big three, not a big factor at all. As for Dion, back on a couple of punts when the situation got dire, they kicked to him once, and Dion breaks free. Sanders trying to make something happen. 41-yard return to the 25. 5 plays later, it's 2nd and goal. The Cardinals defense great all day, trying to post a road playoff shutout. Not to be, as Billy Davis is found for the touchdown, 20-7. Cowboys have to try an onside kick with 3.5 left after missing one from 5 yards farther back. Larry Centers shows great hands, gets the recovery, and one of the playoff upsets of the decade. You have to go back to 87 and 86 to find an NFC playoff upset like this. Arizona on the road gets its second ever playoff win, 20-7 over Dallas. It's the second straight year the NFC East champs do not lose a division game, but lose the first round of the playoffs at home. Afterwards, the players talk about the Cardinals' shocking road win.
We didn't play well. You know, I mean, we didn't go out and play well. Why didn't we play well? I mean, I don't have an answer for that, and neither do you. But, you know, it wasn't, okay, well, they're a younger football team than what we are. It had nothing to do with it.
The time when you lose, your team didn't play up to expectations. I've never played a great game, I don't think, and lost.
We had a great opportunity, a great chance to come in here and beat them. I didn't know if we were going to be able to dominate them or not. I'm very proud of the way our team performed today. Thought we did a great job of just hanging in there, just finishing the game. And like I said, I couldn't be more proud of our team right now.
In 87, Minnesota beat San Francisco. In 86, the Bears, coming off their Super Bowl championship with Flutie as their quarterback, lost to Washington. Those are the other NFC big playoff upsets of late. Dallas did not look good. What happened here?
Longest run by the painter Sherman Williams. Longest catch Patrick Jeffers. You saw how the playoff intensity caught up with the Dallas Cowboys because they had to struggle to get into the playoffs all year. So the football team you saw play in the Dallas Cowboy uniforms, very tired football team. Drop passes throughout the football game. Mental mistakes, cannot convert 3rd and short, 4th and short. What you saw is a mentally exhausted football team. You saw a football team with a lot of age on it that has to address some of those questions during the postseason, after the postseason, Mike.
Quick comment on the Cardinals defense. Aikman, 66% normally in the playoffs, 45% completions today.
Young guys that fly around, that love to make plays, and what you do is you turn them loose. The key word for this football game is execution because they know each other so well. So the Arizona Cardinal defense flew around, knew that Aeneas Williams could handle Michael Irvin. The one thing they wanted to do, get after Troy Aikman, not allow him to stand in the pocket and be accurate.
to talk about how shocking this is. Let's show you what Arizona has done at Dallas in the 90s. They've done absolutely nothing. Their record 0-9, outscored virtually 3-1 by the Cowboys. Today, they outscored Dallas 3-1 when it matters most. The second ever franchise win. They're celebrating in the desert tonight. When we come back, game balls. Dan Marino finally beats the Bills in the playoffs. Does he get one? Game balls for both games when you come back.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
Simple rule, you break an NFL record, you get a game ball, especially if you're a Bill. Eric Moulds, 240, broke Anthony Carter's 11-year-old record. He's my primetime player.
Well, another simple rule is if you have 12 solo tackles and 2 sacks and wreak havoc all day, you're another primetime player. Great job by Jamir Miller leading that defense.
They get the game ball. Who does Denver get in the next round? It's not decided just yet. We'll show you how the schedule shakes down for the second round after this.
Can you believe the price of power?
Tomorrow in the AFC, if the Patriots without Bledsoe win, New England goes to Denver, Miami plays the Jets, who swept the Dolphins. If the Jaguars win at home, Miami goes to Denver, and we get Elway Marino again, like we had Week 16 on Monday night, and Jacksonville at the Jets. Now, in the NFC, we know the winner tomorrow, Green Bay, San Francisco, goes to Atlanta. I think those teams were helped by today's result. Arizona will play at Minnesota in the late game a week from tomorrow. So that's what lies ahead after tomorrow's action. Sterling, for the teams that didn't play today and will play tomorrow, what could they take from watching day one of the playoffs?
Turnovers and penalties. If you protect the football and you go out and do what you're supposed to do and stay on sides and don't get the pass interference and the holding calls, you should be okay to win the football game.
Of course he cares about his guys who helped him to great success, but Jimmy Johnson's got to be smiling tonight. His Dolphins win. They beat the Bills. He beat Flutie, who handed him his greatest loss at University of Miami, and the Cowboys lose. With Sterling Sharpe, Mike Tirico, TJ and Boomer are back tomorrow at this time on Primetime. Good night.